Hi everyone, Tuva here. Welcome to this video. It's been a long time in the making and I know I've had a break with the runes, but hope you're raring to go. The next one is actually called Berkana. It actually looks very much like the woman's body. You see the breasts and the pregnant belly. Female cycle orientated rune. It's about all aspects, and as you can see I've got 3 statues here depicting the Norse. So Berkana actually means the birch tree. Now the birch tree is a strong tree, but it signifies a lot more. It signifies the growth rate, the way things come back to life and die, the cycle between birth and death. The rune signifies the woman's cycle, the life force, and also the end of times, the woman's mysteries, the women at the end of their life being very wise. The 3 norms, because they signify different stages of life, different attitudes towards life. You have to think about how life was and is now, how when we look at the tree or we look at plants, that they grow from a seed, they become in their prime, beautiful, yielding and full of life, and then they start to wilt and become dead. But they don't die because they go back to the cave of life, the womb of the Great Mother, and then they come back again in a new cycle. And it is the same for any animal on this planet, any woman or man on this planet, but especially women. You see, women have this ability that they can produce life, whereas man, even though he produces life, he doesn't carry it, nurture it and bring it into the world. He helps bring it into life, but he doesn't bring it into the world. Now, women and the Great Mother have that link. Berkana is all about fertility, fast, learning, feeling, senses, about living life while you have it. It's an exciting time for new beginnings and life-changing episodes, sowing seeds also in your life. So in that way, men can get something from it if it's in their readings too, for it will show them in a positive aspect to the growth of maybe their jobs, maybe their home life, maybe gaining a wife and a family, maybe gaining property, but fast growth, new beginnings, a new way of looking at things, even seeds sown in the mind. So projects that you're working on, learning things at college or school or in any area of your life, it will bring through that intensity of growth in a specific way. Also a very good time for spiritual renewal. If you've waned on doing your practices, it might be a good time starting meditations on a regular basis, or doing more magic, or doing more learning about plants, incenses, whatever it is, whatever aspect. This will be a great rune to come through to promote you into starting a new path. Again, we also have to look at the fact that if you got it reversed in a reading, it could actually mean loss of something, loss of your job. So again, it can have the negative aspect to it, but normally if you get the reading, it's normally coming up the right way. And again, men, their fertile thing would be to gain a wife and then children, productivity in their job, in their life. So the rune can help them as well. The bear is also associated with this because the bear is like the Great Mother. It protects its young. It really knows how to protect, including climbing trees to safeguard what they have, that they nurture their young in a very strong, positive way. And so we can see when we look around us that even the animals have these cycles that you cannot escape from. Berkana is very much centered on the stages of female life, the way they exist, how a woman can learn from other women, learn from the Great Mother. The bears, like the plant life, like trees, like everything, they hibernate and they go into the caves to hibernate. But once the hibernation is finished, they come back and they live again. So we can see there is a secret to this progressive circle that never ends. The circle is very, very powerful in everything to do with the arts magical and those following the practices of the occult or earth-based religion. The circle is never ending. It is always continuous. Just like even in the Christian faith, when somebody gets married, they wear the ring, the wedding ring. It's a circle, it's everlasting, it's a commitment that you make to each other for the whole time, for eternity. It goes on and on and on, that we come back again, that we start again, just like the plants, just like the bears, just like any animal that may hibernate. When we talk about the Norns, you have the three Norns. Third, that which flows from her realm absorbs all. And the other two are Holder and Bircher, mistresses of the beasts, the spinner of life. And we can see that in many of the stories that they weave our lives when we're born. Bircher, who is a shape-shifter, is also associated with the swan. Now the three Norns have a big impact, especially on women's lives, for they know the inside of the mysteries of woman. And when a girl is born, she has to learn these mysteries till the last days, when they then go back to the womb of the Great Mother through the cave and go back and be revived again, for we never die. Holder is also a protector of children and childbirth. She makes sure that they are safe and looked after. We can see here on the altar I have a green altar cloth, and that's because that's one of the colours associated with Berkana, the other colour being yellow, pale yellow, whatever yellow you enjoy. And that's why when you think in the early times of a woman's life in spring, you could bring up the daffodils towards it. So that's why I have that cloth. And you have the three Norns. You have the female light, light of life, the light of knowledge, and also the drinking horn of water, water of emotion, water of mysticism, of witchcraft, of all those things that are put together into a woman's life. The power behind it. You have to remember that a woman goes through the initiation of life, the things she has to learn that men don't have to learn, but they correspond with the Great Mother too. So like the pregnant belly, the earth, the cave, the womb, the waters of life, the emotion, the love, the everything that a woman gives, the child, the creation of life. Berkana is a very deep, emotional rune, but one that can be used in so many ways. Protective, nurturing, full of life, but also understands the mysteries of death, understands the mysteries of pregnancy, understands the mysteries of bringing forth new life. It is amazing, and hence so is women's lives amazing, that we have the ability to be able to give birth. A doctor once said when I was having one of my children that a woman is nearest death when she gives birth than at any other time of her life, because it is such a strain on the body. We take it for granted that we can give birth, and it is the same for all animals as well. So they are all mysteries that need to be learned, and the three nuns know all about the mysteries. They also know about our futures, they know about what's going on, they protect, but they also show us different aspects in our lives. The aroma, geranium oil, is a beautiful fragrance, and it brings forth that feeling of life, making the best of what you've got. It's very self-explanatory, and as I say, on here isn't a lot. It's very basic, but sometimes basic is better than having too much cluttering. You know, you don't need so much, especially when it's runes. So as I say, guys, there's not a lot you can really say about it, but obviously if you do the path working, you get a lot more out of it. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold and let out through the mouth. And as you do so, relax into the state of enlightenment, of knowledge, of peace. You find yourself in the darkness. You've been here before many times. You're in Ginunga Gap, the time before anything, the primordial nothingness. But in the distance to the left you can see a pinprick of light, and on the opposite side another pinprick of light. These are the pillar of flame and the pillar of ice. In the middle you see a faint light coming towards you, and as it comes closer you see the symbol Berkana. As it gets bigger you feel the need to call out Berkana. As you open your eyes and look, you see Berkana right in front of you, a big doorway, allowing you to step through to the realms of the runes, the realm of Berkana. You find yourself deep inside the earth. It is not quiet, for life is bursting within the earth. There are worms moving around, all creatures, and the earth actually moves. You hear the faint heartbeat of the Great Mother, and you feel at peace. You feel okay. You feel supported and warm, and you could live like that forever. But you feel yourself pushing through the earth and coming through You are in fact the birch tree, growing from a seedling into a beautiful tree. As you grow, you watch the seasons of the year, for you will be there for a very long time, and you will witness history. You will remember things that humans can't because they don't live as long. As you come into full bloom, you realise that the female of the human goes through many stages of life, and the Great Mother teaches you to acknowledge these steps, for the rites are done by your tree trunk, the Great Seer, who talks to the three Norns, who has knowledge of what happens to these women of the village. And there is a festival of the new young girls who are coming in to their womanhood, and this celebration is done around your tree trunk, and you look forward to it every year, for you love to see the joy of these women and the love. And so you're looking forward to seeing the one this year, for it is around Beltane time. There are 3 young girls that are dressed in beautiful white robes, and the seer comes out and she sits them down and she talks about blood, the blood of womanhood, the first mystery, secret, how they will learn to use it for their own benefit, but also to aid them as a wife and a mother, to aid them in their fertility. They are taken for many lessons with the seer, who takes them into the wooded area and finds plants for the pain of menstruation and to aid them to sleep well, but also plants that will aid them in their health, in vitality, in their blood that pumps through their heart and veins. For they are the next generation that will bring forwards the next generation. There are older women who are also there, for they have their own festivals and mysteries. The seer has a big job on her hands. Every year she has different festivals with different stages of the woman's life, and different people from the village that will come to have help to understand what these mysteries are and these secrets that they will then take to their death, to be renewed on a yearly basis. These young girls learn all there is to know and then go back to the village. You find that summer is now upon you, and we're coming up to the great day, the longest day of the year, when the god is in his height and women are now married and having babies. The young mothers or the young married women who know nothing of these mysteries before their weddings come for aid to the seer, to be shown what it is, these mysteries, these secrets that only women understand. And they are taught what medicines to use to help for the birth, so getting the womb ready for life. Medicines to aid them in childbirth, and all sorts of encouragement that there are secrets in how to give birth, how to carry a child, how to please their men, and how to have a productive life as a mother of the village. For it's not just about mothering your own, but mothering all. The Great Mother is the secret. The Great Mother is the one that talks through to these women. And the seer is the one that goes to the Norns to get the information from the Great Mother to give to them. And all this you watch. And it's now in the autumn of life. And the older women come to find out the mysteries of death, of going back to the womb, going back to the Great Mother. And there are mysteries to do with contact, spiritual contact, the wisdom of the older woman, how she weaves on her will and makes products to aid the young, how they have lived their lives productively and now will recede back to the earth. The seer gets all the information to teach. And as you see, the leaves are now wilting. You feel the need to slumber, a type of hibernation, for the winter is now upon us, and it is cold. And so you slumber, my friend. You have seen the 3 stages of a woman's lives and the mysteries and how it is tangled together with the Great Mother, the 3 Norns. How women need to, through generations, teach each other the ways, and how we live with these ways. The importance of women helping each other and nurturing their children and teaching them also. You now get an understanding of what Berkana is trying to say. That life is a circle, and the circle will never be broken. It will go on and on for infinity. And with that, you feel the slumber coming on, and you close yourself off. You find yourself going through the doorway back to Ginonga Gap, and in this state you find yourself thinking about home, and you find yourself back in the seat you were sitting in with a lot to think about. You open your eyes, you wriggle your fingers and your toes, and make sure you eat something, guys, before you need to ground, eat and drink. So I want to say welcome to any new subscribers. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy what you get from the channel and that it helps you in some way. To those that are passing through, enjoy yourself, guys, and welcome. And to those that always leave comments, always there supporting me, thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of Alang.